let's get ready for the gym and talk about what you're supposed to do to prep for your first tattoo appointment. So when it's your first tattoo appointment, the most important thing to do is going to be looking for pre and post care instructions, just so you're prepped for what should you do before and what should you do after. One of the biggest things is obviously no drinking. Why no drinking? Because it thins the blood, so you will have less color retention. It's also important to remember things like ibuprofen that thin the blood as well, you shouldn't be taking, and then also sun exposure. So staying away from tanning beds, spray tanning, anything like that right before your appointment is very critical. I say 2 weeks for tanning in the sun. First, you gotta find which artist that you want, get in contact, and after that, get your design going. I always say email your artist with design ideas, areas, and also budget in mind. I think I'm gonna go for blue today. Now that your tattoo has been inquired with your artist and you're all booked and you have your appointment set, on the day of your tattoo, make sure your skin is moisturized. I say at least 2 hours before the appointment. Moisturizer really depends on your skin type. Most of the time, Lubriderm is totally fine. Shea butter is something around that. Just make sure it doesn't have any irritating factors. So it's just moisturizing the skin versus throwing any perfumes on it. Now that your skin is nice and moisturized, look up where your tattoo appointment is. Make sure you get there 15 minutes ahead of time is just fine. If you do have any questions, definitely ask your tattoo artist either before or right before you start actually tattooing, because when it comes to the tattoo, I honestly don't talk during it. Because I do fine line, you really have to be careful about pulling that fine line clean. Now that you're there, your skin's moisturized, you've asked all your questions, I would definitely suggest making sure that your placement is set. If you have any questions about that, how you want it to look on the body, talk to your artist, and make sure that you clear that up. If they're being kind of pushy with it, you might be with the wrong artist. Lastly, make sure your consent is filled out beforehand. If your artist does not have a consent for you, that either they use something like a DocuSign or a physical paper, that's a huge, huge red flag. That's pretty much all you need to know about the day of your appointment, but let me know if you have any more questions about post or pre-care or tattoos in general.